Hello everyone, welcome to my fun video today. This is the box we are making today. It is a Christmas in July kind of box. We're using some brand new designer series paper. We're using a brand new stamp set. We're using some brand new dies. So lots of fun brand new things that are on the online exclusive. So we're going to jump into this in just a second. Before we do though, there's a couple things that I want to remind you about. July is our bonus days promotion. This is a really fun promotion where you can earn coupons all month long with your purchases, and then you can redeem those coupons in August. So to earn a coupon, you just need to spend $50 before tax and shipping in my online store, and then you'll be emailed a $5 coupon. There is no limit to how many coupons you can earn. So if you spend $100, you're going to receive two coupons for $10 total, and so on and so forth. So for every $50, you're going to accumulate $5 in coupons. There's no special code or anything to use. Just once you hit that $50 minimum, you're going to be emailed that coupon. So make sure you're shopping my online store and earning those coupons this month because it's such a good promotion. And then next month you can redeem those coupons for whatever you want. We have some really fun online exclusives out this month too. Like I said, I'll show you these 3 products that we're going to use. But there's a ton of amazing online exclusives, especially if you want to get started crafting for Christmas. It's a great time to get a jump start on those. So after you earn your coupons, make sure that you save that email. Don't lose that email because it has those coupon codes, and then in August you'll redeem them. So bonus days are a really fun promotion to get a part of. And I forgot to mention that this glass mat, the glass mat that I use this all the time. I use this in my regular stamping. You see this in my videos. It is by far my most favorite stamping surface. I have excellent luck when I stamp with photopolymers on here. I don't even have to use my Stampin' Pierce mat when I pull it out. You can ink blend on here. You can heat emboss on here. You can cut on here. It's scratch resistant, stain resistant, all of that. It has been incredible. I have used mine since December, since we got it. I got mine in December, and it has been absolutely incredible. I have loved this amazing tool. So you can get the Glass Mat Studio in my online store. It's part of the online exclusive release this month, so make sure that you check that out if you need a new stamping purchase. And with the purchase of the glass mat, you'll earn a bonus days coupon. So it all works out. So make sure that you check that out though. The glass mat is phenomenal. The only thing that I don't like about it is the reflection of my lights, and I'm trying some new lighting, but I still get that reflection everywhere I put it. So, you know, what are you gonna do? But let's get to our box. This is what we are making today. Let me show you the products that we're going to use. So the bundle that we're using is called Greetings of the Season, and this bundle is spectacular. It has lots of amazing Christmas greetings, and there is a coordinating stamp set that has similar greetings that you can use all year long, and that's on my list. I'm going to get that eventually, but this is a great one for the your seasonal stamps. It comes with these dies. The bundle comes with the dies. If you purchase a bundle, you save 10%. It comes with the dies. These dies are phenomenal. We are using this bigger one right here, this biggest label one right here with kind of the rounded edge. We're going to use that for our box. But I have used almost all of these dies for so many different projects. These dies are completely year-round. We're also using this one right here for our project too, for our label on the front. So we're using a couple dies just from this die set alone, but these dies are phenomenal. So even if you don't think you need some Christmas greetings, make sure to definitely check out the dies because the dies are phenomenal. So that's Greetings of the Season stamp set and dies. And then we are using the new Iconic Celebrations DSP. Let me pull some of this out. I have already used a bunch of this. We use this for my class this month, but it has some beautiful patterns on the front, some more subtle type patterns on the back. It is kind of year round. I mean, you have Valentine's Day, Christmas, you have fall, you have birthdays in here. You have just some like this Cajun Grace polka dot. I think you could use anytime. This Mossy Meadow stripe you can use anytime. So there's birthday candles. So lots of amazing patterns in here that you can just use year round, and they are fantastic. Look at this pecan pie plaid, beautiful. The pumpkins, so really fun. Greetings, the doves, the stars. This stripe, of course, is year round. You can use that year round. And the little confetti is year-round as well. So you can definitely use these year-round, this DSP year-round. So check this one out. This is also in the online exclusives. And so I think we're going to get started with our box. So let's start with our box base. So the tags are adhered on the outside of the box. So let's actually start with our box base. So I have a piece of cherry cobbler, so that's going to coordinate perfectly. Oh, you know what? Let's start with our ribbon. Let's take a step back. We're going to start with our ribbon. I am using my pecan pie center stripe. I love the feel of this, and it was like the perfect width. I didn't have any cherry cobbler or Mossy Meadow ribbon that was going to coordinate well with this, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make my own. So I started with this pecan pie stripe ribbon, and I cut off a pretty decent length of it to what I think I'm going to need for my box, and I colored it with my Stampin' Blends. There's a little bit left over here that we need to color with the Stampin' Blends. I'm going to show you how to do that. I use my cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends. I just put a scrap piece of paper underneath it, and I'm going to just use my brush tip, and I'm going to just color this. Now it does take a few minutes to dry, which is why I wanted to do this part first. That way this has plenty of time to dry. And you just want to go over it so it's nice and saturated. You can see that tip is nice, that end is nice and saturated. I'm going to turn it over because I like to get both sides just to make sure that, just to ensure that everything gets nice and colored. Now this will kind of, you can see my tip, it's really frayed. So this will fray your tip a little bit, but if I wanted to color with cherry cobbler, I still have this tip, which is perfectly fine and ready to go. So unless I'm coloring a really big area, I generally color with the bullet tip anyway, and I leave my brush tip for coloring, you know, embellishments and stuff like this. So I've done that to my whole piece of ribbon here. So now instead of very vanilla ribbon, we have this beautiful cherry cobbler ribbon, and I'm just going to set this part aside. You can see kind of the color difference in here, and that's just because this is still a little bit wet. It's an alcohol marker, so it's going to dry fairly quickly, but I don't want to get it all over the project, so I want to make sure we do that first. All right, back to our box. I'm going to grab my Simply Scored. I have some stuff on it. Hold on. Usually when a brand new catalog comes out, I spend a week kind of reorganizing my craft room. I pull all my retired stuff, and I do a big clean. I do a big reorganization. I have not had time to do that this year. I have pulled all my retired stuff, but I haven't had time to really do a big reorganization. And so it's a little chaotic, and I hate working when it's a little chaotic. So I'm hoping that in August, when I get the kids back to school, I'll be able to take that week and actually do a big deep clean and reorganize everything. Yeah, I think it's good to do once a year, and it's overdue. And so I'm starting just to find things, and I just pile it on top of other things. It just turns into a mess. But anyway, back to the project. It's a good thing to do once a year to with your craft room, just to make sure that you know where things are and you're keeping things that you use on hand. Okay, so our piece of cardstock we have is 7.5 by 4 1/4. So on the 4 1/4 inch side, we're going to score it at 1 inch on each side. I'm going to flip it over and do 1 inch on the other side, just like that. Now on the long side, the 7.5 inch side, we are going to score it at 3 1/4 on each side. And then turn around and do 3 1/4 on this side. Okay. I like to do my measurements that way. I do it for a couple of reasons. One, it's easier to remember just one measurement. If you do like 1 inch on each side and turn it and do 1 inch, it's easier just to remember one measurement. And the same with the scoring on the longer side. The other reason I do it is if I've mistrimmed my 7.5, maybe it's like 7 5/8, maybe I just mistrimmed it a little bit. If I were to score it, you know, at 3 1/4 and then at 4 1/4, one side might end up being just a slightly longer. This way I know that if I score it at 3 1/4 this way, flip it and score it at 3 1/4 this way, I know that at least these sides are exactly the same. And then if there's any excess, it's going to land in the middle, which wouldn't matter nearly as much. And so that's why I always score it like that, especially when it's the same on each side, when it's a symmetrical box like that. I think it's easier, and if there's any mistakes in trimming your cardstock, it's all going to be hidden in the middle, and I think that helps out a lot. Okay, so I just used my bone folder, burnished on those score lines, and this box is super easy to put together. We're just going to cut out this middle tab. So I'm just going to cut up the score line and then trim out those tabs just like that. And that is basically all of the cutting we're going to do. And just do the same to this side. So I'm just cutting up that score line and just trimming out the middle. And I'm trimming them into tabs like that just because it'll cut down a little bit of the bulk and it'll just help our box go together a little easier. So that is all the trimming, super easy peasy. Now let's get this box together. I'm going to use my Stampin' Steel Plus is a nice strong adhesive, and because this box is symmetrical and we don't really have a designated front or back, it doesn't matter. So just choose one side, one of these long sides. You're going to put adhesive on the tabs on one long side, and you're going to just put a little bit of adhesive on the little square tabs in the middle. So the adhesive that does, or the side that does not have the adhesive, you're going to fold up and you're just going to adhere these tabs right on the inside here. And so this is going to sandwich our tabs between our two flaps on the front and the back. And that way you have nothing on the inside here. Absolutely nothing. So this just goes straight up like that. And you can see that our sides are perfectly straight because they are both exactly the same size. So everything lines up perfect. And that's it. That's our little box. Super easy peasy. I don't have anything in my box. My box is empty right now, but you could fill this with little candies. You could put a little, some jewelry, a small gift inside here, whatever you wanted to. It's a pretty decent sized box. I think you can probably fit a gift card. Let me see if I have one on hand. You do, yeah, you can fit a gift card in here, put some little, Ready Shreddy or whatever, or just fill it with some candy, stick the gift card in. That would be perfect. So really fun little size gift here. So that's our box. And I've already pre-die cut out of that beautiful Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler plaid. I've already die cut that tag twice. And so we're just going to adhere this onto the front of our box. And for this, I'm going to use my green glue. I'm going to use my liquid glue just so we have a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm going to start with the front of my box. And I'm putting the glue on my box and not my tag because the tag will hang off ever so slightly. And so if there's adhesive on the back of that, it's going to adhere to some stuff. So I'm going to flip my tag upside down. And I'm going to bring my gluey side down to my box, or down to my tag. And I'm going to be able to move this around just a little bit. It should line up. I'm lining it up right along the little dotted edge, the little stitched edge on the bottom of that tag. And then you should just have an equal distance on each side. Okay, and you shouldn't be able to see it from the front. Perfect. And so we'll do the same thing on this side. We'll just add some glue to the front or the back of the box now. And we will do the same thing to the tag. I'm just going to line up that bottom edge, just kind of right at that stitching line. You can move it around a little bit with that liquid glue before it starts to set. And there you have it, your box. So let me just take my bone folder, just make sure that glue is nice and adhered to the box. Perfect. So there's our little box. Now, if you didn't want to use a ribbon to tie it closed, you certainly don't have to. You can even put like a little cello bag with some candy in here. Just stick that in here and maybe tie the cello bag. That would be perfectly fine too. So whatever you want to do from this point, however you want to decorate it, whatever you want to fill it with, that is up to you. But super simple, cute little box. All right, let's do a little bit of stamping. So I have another tag from that Greetings of the Seasons, and I have my Cherry Cobbler ink pad here, and we are going to stamp Christmas from that stamp set, that Greetings of the Season. And I'm going to go kind of toward the bottom so that we have room for our Merry at the top. So we have Christmas, perfect. Okay, let me put this aside. I don't use Cherry Cobbler a whole lot because every time I use it, it ends up everywhere. So I don't generally use it a lot. So let's put that aside so we can dry. Now we're going to heat emboss the Merry. So I have just a scrap piece of Mossy Meadow, and I have my Merry, and I have my Versamark pad. We have some brand new embossing powders in the online store, in the annual catalog, and those are available now. So if you haven't tried embossing, now is a great time. You just need the sticky Versamark pad, We do sell an embossing toolkit too with an embossing buddy. Just run it over and it gets rid of the static, which I probably should have used, but it's a small little greeting, so I'm not too worried. I like to dump my embossing powders in these little containers. It makes it easier for me just to kind of scoop it on. Contains the mess, and you just want to sprinkle that on, and that powder will just like stick onto that sticky Versamark ink. And I'm gonna put my embossing powder away. Put your embossing powder away. Oh, I need to plug in my machine, my embossing tool. There we go. Plug that in, and my tool, I'm gonna heat up off to the side just for a minute until it gets nice and hot, maybe like 10 or 15 seconds. It doesn't take too long. This is a very small greeting, so it should go pretty fast. Once you see it start to turn glossy, that means it's all heated. So I hope this is all on camera that you can see that. You can see that it turns glossy, it's nice and heated, and we're done. So quick and easy. Let that cool for a minute before you kind of rub it, but it gives it the glossy raised look, and you get that bright white greeting. Excuse me, goodness. Okay, so that's it for our stamping. So let's trim this out just a little bit. I'm just gonna grab my little mini trimmer here, and I'm just gonna trim this to the height of the words. You can use this, you can do this on your paper trimmer, any paper trimmer you have, or even just grab some scissors. And I'm just gonna angle cut the front here, the front of the greeting, just like that. And I think I'm just gonna cut the back of this just a little shorter. Perfect. All right, there's our greeting. We have our little tag, so let's go ahead and stick that on with some dimensionals. So I think I'm just gonna trim off this little edge piece because that is gonna be the perfect size for our greeting. So stick this on back, pull off the backing of that, and we'll stick this onto our tag. Just kind of line it up right against that edge there. Just like that. So there's our beautiful tag, and I didn't cover up that hole because we're going to add some linen thread in a minute. All right, some other elements that I have that I have already die cut. I have a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, and I have a little half banner from the Stylish Shapes dies as well. We're going to use both of these. I'm going to take my bone folder and just kind of curl the ends of that banner just a little bit, and we're going to end up actually needing to trim this a little bit, so I'm just going to trim that a little bit more, but I just want those little edges of the banner just to be curled up a little bit. All right, let's grab our strong adhesive again and a little bit on the back of that, and we're going to stick our banner piece with those curled edges just right on the bottom, just a little bit poking out, maybe like half an inch of that, half to 3/4 of an inch of that poking out. And let's put some dimensionals on the back of this. And we're gonna stick this to our circle. If you wanted to tie your linen thread before you adhere it, you can. I like to do it when it's all adhered because it gives the tag a little bit more stability, so you can tie it a little bit easier. Okay, perfect. So our little circle there, and this is gonna go up on dimensionals onto our box as well. So a few more dimensionals on here. With boxes and 3D stuff, you can use as many dimensionals as you want because it is probably something you're going to be hand delivering, so you can always add that height. All right, so we're going to add our tag, and it is about the same width of the box, so you can just kind of set it up there evenly. It wasn't straight, sorry. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, let's do some embellishing. We have our linen thread. Let me grab that out. I'm going to do a double bow. I think that looks, I love the look of a double bow. So I'm just going to grab my linen thread. If it gets real coily like this, kind of put it between your finger and your thumbnail and just kind of stretch it out, and it'll get rid of a lot of those little kinks, which should help out. So I'm going to cut off about, I don't know, a length of this. You can tie it on the spool as well. I'm going to fold it in half, and that's going to give me like 2 threads, and this should go right through the little hole here, and we're going to tie a nice bow. So I'm going to tie this around, and with the stability of the box, it makes it much easier to tie the bow once it's all assembled on here. Let's pull those little ends, and we'll just give those a little trim. So just cut that one and just trim these just a little bit. There we go. So there's our little thread. Now let's take our cherry cobbler ribbon that we have colored and poke that through one side, poke it through the other. Make sure you fill your box with whatever you want to fill it with first. And I'm going to pull it through about halfway so it's nice and even. All right, and we're going to tie a bow. So just make kind of like a, just tie it just to kind of set that bow. And then we will go through and then tie a nice little bow. The coloring does make this ribbon a little bit stiffer, but the more that you work with it, it kind of loosens it up. But you have that beautiful color and then everything coordinates so perfectly. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. I love that ribbon. So pretty. This is, that pecan pie stripe ribbon is definitely one of my favorite ribbons. I use it a lot. So we have our fun little bow there. And I like to leave my tails really long for projects where they have to untie it to get in. That way they're not struggling to retie it back up. All right, final finishing touch. We are going to grab these are transparent adhesive back dots. These are in our annual catalog. And I'm going to use these green ones. I thought those coordinated well. So I'm going to grab 3 of these. These are with our, I think it's called the To Market suite. It's with all those vegetables and stuff. That's the suite that these little dots are in. So you can find those there. But that green coordinates so well. And you can grab these and use your Stampin' Blends and color these clear ones any color you need them to be. So fun tip, use those Stampin' Blends to color all your embellishments. All right, and that completes our sweet little Christmas in July box. What do you guys think? Do you love it? Do you love this bundle? I absolutely love the tags. I love the greetings. So make sure that you add those to your next order. Remember, when you shop during bonus days, you're going to earn those $5 coupons for every $50 you spend. If you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. That really helps my business grow. It is absolutely free for you, and you never miss one of my videos. I do try to post videos at least once a week. So I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. Please share this video with your friends who might enjoy this Christmas in July project. This is a fun little box too to recreate for any holiday as well. Just change up the DSP, the ribbon, and the greeting, and you can have any fun little box for any occasion. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I have a host code in my video description. If you are shopping my online store, please use that host code. You get a few extra benefits from me when you shop using my host code, and I do appreciate all of your support. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day. Bye.